Good morning, everyone. This is Anthony Wall Street Trader. It's 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, June 16th, 2021. This is not financial advice. The video is intended for educational purposes only. There is a Twitter link in the description below the video if you want to see the tweets that happen all through the day. You have to be on Twitter for that. But also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, click on the subscribe button below with the little bell. The bell is there so that you will get dinged every single time my videos come out. Let's move forward into the market. Well, let's go into first my profile in terms of where I'm positioned. And I am positioned overall at a weighted average of 43.7 cents. I have consumed all of the capital and put it invested squarely into Nucypher for what I want invested in Nucypher. So I'm fully deployed in terms of the capital I want to risk on it. And I've put my chips across these various entry points. And so 43.7 is the weighted average buy price that I have bought at. Now let's go take a look at the market. Now my end of year projection, and I recalculated all of this yesterday. Someone had asked about it in a tweet. So I effectively am still intact. Like nothing has changed for me in terms of my end of year prediction for the Nucypher US dollar pair, which is about $1.16, somewhere between $1.10 and $1.20. So, think what you want. If you think it's not good enough, well, if it comes out better than that, then you'll be even more surprised. I'd like to think about it. But, let's be very clear here that we are still in a very long-term bullish pattern. Now, we still have another 6 months for us to make that move that we all wanted to, which is up to the top of the range. 80 cents would be part of the way, and I would anticipate the rest of the way somewhere between $1.10 and $1.20. That's my median target. I have a lower end target and a higher end target. I'll post the video for that end of year prediction on the description below this video as well, so you can take a look at it. I did that prediction back in May. Okay, so let's take a look at where we are at short term. On the short term side, I've noticed a couple of resistance and support areas that we should just be aware of. It's not earth shattering. These are fairly short term. They're like 2 to 3 weeks of a pattern, but let's take a look at what I'm talking about here. So very short term, this is kind of let's drill into it a little bit more. It looks like we're having a little of a hard time getting out of this, getting over the line here. So something to keep your eye on. But in addition to that, we have a support area. So something's happening over the next day or two. I suspect, one way or the other, obviously we're going to break a line because these are going to turn into a point at some point. But the question is, which way are we going? And I suspect we'll start to see a little more aggressiveness in the price action, whether that means up or down. That's we're going to have to find that out. But let's look over at the Nucypher pair. I would suspect it would go up only because I think Bitcoin will continue to remain flattish to slightly flattish or to slightly bearish. Right now we're at 39,000 on the Bitcoin pair, but in the Nucypher Bitcoin pair, which is what I'm looking at, I think it's a sweet entry point. If you don't have a position in this and you're telling yourself, I have, $1,000 I want to put in it, I'd take a meaningful position here, probably 20 or 30% of what I would be willing to risk on Nucypher Bitcoin. Again, not trading advice, just saying what I would do if I was not invested at all in Nucypher. So, just understand that. I don't know what each of you has in terms of your risk profile and what you'd be willing to put on Nucypher Bitcoin, but I can tell you right now, I don't bet on Nucypher what I can't afford to lose, so that you're all aware. But again, this would be a meaningful entry point, I think, in the end, because we're at a very low end of this smile range, so it feels like a screaming buy. In addition to that, it looks like we're forming a W. We have two double bottoms here, one over here back in almost a week ago, and another one over here like yesterday. So, we have to see how this plays out. I think this resolves back to the upside. How far up? Don't know, but if we hit it squarely at the start of this W, probably somewhere around here or possibly even higher up to the 1027 range on a shorter term basis. And by that I mean potentially within a week. By the way, being up or down in crypto land less than 10% is not an exciting day in crypto land, as everyone knows. If something doesn't move 20, 30, 40%, it's kind of boring. So yeah, I get it. But let's just take a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin ran under a little pressure today, possibly because of some of the news out there. Hard to say exactly what's causing it, because the news, honestly, to me, is still very bullish. We're at 39,000. We need to get back into this support, and I think we will. It's just a matter of time. So that's where we're at right now. We're down at 39,000. 40 to 42 seems to be the right area for us to be consolidating. A couple of reasons driving Bitcoin down. Let's take a look at this. Italy, I am an Italian American, as many of you probably already figured out. But Italy's financial watchdog, their financial regulator is, has concerns. Okay, so concerns are okay. Yeah, and proper oversight. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so that's not a big deal to me, because regulating the environment is actually net positive. We have a fully regulated stock market with trillions of dollars flowing through it. I'm not one bit concerned about that. Tunisia, which is, there's Sicily, and then right over the waterway, there's Tunisia in northern Africa. Tunisia's minister says he's planning to decriminalize the buying of Bitcoin. Well, let's see where that goes. I don't think that will happen too long. This is exactly what India said before. A few months later, they wound up changing their stance. I think that you can go against the train when it's small, but you're not going to stop the train. At the end of the day, this will be, I think, completely 180 completely. So it seems to all be coming from the same part of the region. Italy and Tunisia are like within 100 miles from each other, or right over the river. So who knows what's going on there? But I expect that this will eventually turn around. I think the Italy thing is actually pretty good. Regulation is good for cryptocurrencies. Yes, it's a little harder. It might impact DeFi, but as a store of value, I don't expect that. I don't anticipate how a store of value could be affected by regulation. I think actually cleaning up the Bitcoin environment gives them less excuses to go after it. So anyway, that's all I've got. Nucypher US dollar 28.72. Let's see how the rest of the day plays out, and stay tuned on Twitter if you want to hear the updates. Talk to you soon.